here's the best way to show off your items. And this is 4 chests in only 3 blocks. And these are 69 Minecraft build hacks that you gotta try. Like these hanging lanterns. But while it's not possible to have lanterns float on their own, the same doesn't apply to glass panes. So by dotting these around with some lanterns placed underneath, then tying up some mobs to posts, we can make it look like the lanterns are being held up by the rope. Everyone's gotta protect their goods, so why not stick them in glass? Players that visit the world border can set up a piston in such a way that it'll push one block into another, leaving a ghost block in its spot and allowing you to place or hide anything inside. Sneaky. As much as I love candles, they tend to come up a little short, but thankfully, by placing a candle on an end rod, we can get ourselves the long candle. Though, you can also get this leafy green one with potted bamboo, or make a copper candle holder with a lightning rod. Just don't use a chain, because that just doesn't look right. Like how the lighting on these walls seems a little too realistic. And that's because with a few cleverly dyed banner patterns placed around like so, we can make it look like our wall lamps are giving off some unusually realistic lighting. Archery takes skill, and what better way to practice than to build one of these training dummies? Well, thanks to the use of an armor stand and some item frames, we can mold the perfect sparring partner. Just watch out for the bouncing arrows. Ouch! While doors are great for keeping things out, sometimes they're a little too good. Come on! Let me in! Let me in! Ah! So, to get around this, why not use rods instead? They'll give you easier entry, but still keep those mobs from following you inside. You could also place 2 hanging signs like this to get the same results, though I prefer to use them as doggy doors. They're the perfect size, and your pup will thank you, especially if you build them their own little house. Can nether portals get any smaller than this? No, or can they? Well, by taking advantage of some respawn anchors and invisible armor stands, we can create these convincing mini portals, making it look like an item is being teleported through. It's the perfect way to spice up any portal build. Instead of using a basic furnace, smelt your hard-earned materials in this epic lava forge. Since ancient debris won't burn in lava, if we place a hopper, furnace, and a little redstone with some lava to cover it all up, you can just toss it right in and then watch as the smelted netherite scrap bubbles up to the surface. Now, the standard Minecraft bed provides little comfort. But by adding some trapdoors, stairs, and banners, then it's nothing but sweet dreams. You could also bring this idea to the living room and cozy up for a relaxing movie night. I love this one! And when you're thirsty, what's better than a refreshing glass of juice? Layer a scaffold, barrel, and a honey or slime block on top, then finish it off with a tripwire hook and ore block for some dripping juice. And you've got a fresh drink for all your friends! They're probably all just running late. Using trapdoors is an unobtrusive way to integrate a ladder anywhere in your room. If there isn't a nearby wall to attach a ladder to, just stack trapdoors and open them all up. You can place the ladders without worry. Well, just don't flip those trapdoors, or it'll break. But you could take it further and create a double-sided ladder by alternating the ladders and trapdoors like so, allowing for even more building and traversing possibilities. When it comes to paintings, we've only got so many, so why not create your own? Customizing a banner and then placing an item frame behind it, we can easily create unique portraits, whether using mob heads, jack-o'-lanterns, or other blocks like an observer. He seems thrilled to be here. But what if you need a computer inside of your game, inside of your computer? Well, thanks to user Emic, by tweaking some armor stands and custom player heads, we can make this awesome looking computer, complete with a button mouse. Now, to browse the internet! Oh, the horror! Next, protect yourself with this awesome build. Utilizing a number of unique blocks, we can create a watchful guard to scare off any troublemakers and intimidate your enemies.
That's lame.
Ha-ha! Fire TNT long distances with this easy-to-build, yet mighty TNT cannon! A few dispensers, a splash of water, and a single sea pickle are all it takes to knock out a player or build. Wait, no! My brand new statue! If beacons can only be made out of iron, gold, diamond, or netherite blocks, then how is this possible? Well, due to beacons themselves being a transparent block, a beam from below can pass through. So just cover the pyramid with any choice of block and confuse your friends with this cool custom beacon. Outside of text, signs are a bit limited, so just use pots instead. They actually work amazingly and give players a ton of options. Just don't ignore those creeper signs either. They're probably meant as a warning. Netherite upgrades also work wonderfully as arrow signs, or as indicators for your elevator. Just bear in mind that you'll need 7 diamonds for each new sign you craft, so this is definitely for those that have more diamonds than they know what to do with. Thanks to the addition of hanging signs, we can now craft this awesome swing build using only 2 chains, the hanging signs, and 6 trapdoors hung up from a tree. Now, you can't actually sit in it, but you can sit in this smaller swing. Using mostly the same blocks, but throwing in a boat above a floating trapdoor, we can craft this beautiful and functional hanging design. But it gets even better, because if we trap a saddled strider in a minecart, then hide it and 2 leashed rabbits under some moss carpet with an invisibility potion thrown for good measure, we'll get this swing that actually, well, swings. Or we could also make this globe that actually spins. As user JMH Mirror discovered, players can use a command block to summon the base and add a yellow candle to act as the stem. Then use another command block to summon the globe with 1 more to keep it spinning. It's out of this world, just like the inside of my house. Because with invisible glow item frames, we can make our own glow-in-the-dark decorations. Try out some concrete blocks first for a splash of color, or use nether stars and gas tiers for a starry scene on your bedroom ceiling. Ooh! Also, with the right banner pattern and an item frame, you can make this smartphone in Minecraft. Now, I can keep in touch with Carl.
OMG Bonks, I love you! Can we hang out?
On second thought, there's nothing like good old-fashioned mail. And using different banner designs like these, your mailbox will be overflowing. Dear Bonks, OMG, I love
you! Can we hang
This is ridiculous! When writing your next hit novel, once upon a time there was a handsome doctor named Bonks. Everyone loved him and he was actually a real doctor and his parents respected him. Why display it on a bland old lectern when you could make this fancy display cabinet instead? Just a few trapdoors and a stained glass block is all it takes to show that lonely lectern some love. Or display your new armor trims with this awesome hanging technique. Through the use of an invisible armor stand and chains, you can make it look like your armor is hanging up from the ceiling. A great way to bring some variety to any armory or forge build. The hottest biome in Minecraft is probably the Badlands. But if that's still not hot enough for you, then try adding in some of these mini geysers. With just a campfire, pot, and carpet, we can get a natural design that both creates smoke particles and lights the area to keep those mobs at bay. Placing floating blocks is impossible in Minecraft, even in creative mode. However, replacing a floating block is a different story. If you're fast enough, just left and right click at the exact same time, and voila! That freestanding block is now a different freestanding block. With update 1.20, we can now place books inside of chiseled bookshelves. But what if we wanted to place them on top? Using this armor trim, we can turn a leather cap into a convincing book. Just place some snow to get your armor stand into position, then use a piston to impale a bookshelf into it. And now, you've got a loose book lying around your library. Hoppers require way too much iron to transport items long distances, so it's much more economical to use water power instead. Acacia trapdoors make for a nice pipe aesthetic, and with them lined up, you can now pipe your items to their final destination without the big spending. Is there a monster preventing your slumber? Have you checked under the bed? Well, do that. Oh, it's just a mob head. Placing a daylight sensor with an armor stand on top gives any mob head just enough height to peek out. And it makes for a decent prank, too. Though nothing beats a classic jump scare. Utilizing redstone, a piston, and a slab, we can rig up our mob heads to pop out when players least expect it. Whether it's popping out of a composter or a hole inside of a cave wall.
Why is this happening?
Aquariums have to be built big to actually get those fish inside. So how did we create this tiny fishbowl build? Well, by placing a chest, topping it with glass, and placing a map and an item frame underneath, a bucketed fish can float in the block without suffocating. The same works for axolotls, even if they seem a little too big for the bowl. While it could be argued how small you can make a functioning base, this would be my vote for the smallest. Built with trapdoors and utilizing any visible space, we can cram a bed, chest, crafting table, furnace, anvil, and smithing table inside. Perfect for anyone that wants to make a compact travel home. Now, for those wanting extra detail in their bigger homes, we can add these wall trims to break up any flat colors. By just placing some item frames around the base and typing out this command, your rooms will thank you for their beautiful new look. And it pairs nicely with this detailed bathroom sink build, complete with banners for mirrors, tripwire hook faucets, and various accessories. You could even throw together a working shower with a water dispenser so players can clean up after their hard day's work. Ah, refreshing! Since chests are limited to 1 per block, there's only so many items you can store in a given space. However, chest minecarts don't play by those same rules. And with this functioning drawer design, we can essentially squeeze 4 chests worth of storage space into 3. Just look at all this space! Given how item frames only come in 2 varieties, there's not much room for creativity. Luckily, utilizing banners and setting up an armor stand like so, we can instead display our wall items over a wide range of different colors and patterns. Don't these all look incredible? Another option still would be to display your items inside of a case. And by setting up some invisible armor stands next to glass, we can accomplish that perfectly. Great for showing off valuables or for freezing stuff in ice. Given Minecraft doesn't have a table block of its own, players have had to get creative with a number of different builds. And although some are better than others, these hanging sign tables might be my favorite. It's great to sit down for a strong meal. That's not all hanging signs are good for though, as they also make for surprisingly fantastic new fences. But while I'd argue it looks better than the standard fence, it's not tall enough to keep mobs in or out.
Oh no! They breached our defenses! How is this possible? We built it so good!
Moving items from place to place usually requires hoppers or water. And since both aren't usually the most visually appealing, why not create this moving conveyor belt build above it? By using armor stands in minecarts along a rail underneath some carpet, we can hide that shabby pipeline with something more aesthetically pleasing. If you think Minecraft boats are boring, then you're not alone. Sometimes you just have to take it upon yourself to fix things. With this ship that I think is leagues better. And while you can still sit in it, just keep in mind that you won't be sailing from coast to coast. My magic carpet might get you there though. Ooh. But this moving rug does have a mind of its own. Probably because it's a sniffer that I stuffed underneath some carpet. It's fun. You never know where your carpet's gonna be next. And you might just get some ancient seeds out of it. The technology in Minecraft isn't exactly advanced, but that's not gonna stop us from introducing the wonders of television to these villagers. Using a variety of blocks, a glowing sign, and some tridents in the back for antennas, we can create this convincing, however broken, TV screen. He doesn't seem to mind though.
Ooh, pretty colors. Mom said it's my turn to watch TV.
And if you want to game while you game, why not pair it with this Nintendo Switch build? Using some helmets and a wither skull with some armor stands, we can create this Nintendo replica. Now these villagers can play the latest and greatest.
Ooh, no, that's mine too. Ah!
When organizing chests, most players tend to lean on either signs or item frames to do the job. But why not both? You see, since these two items can share a block space, we can overlap them to get the best of both worlds. The perfect way to show and tell. In Minecraft, there's not much to be scared of, outside of maybe the warden, which is why it's all the more terrifying to come across these piercing white eyes when you're deep in the caves. Simple enough to make with just a sign and glow ink sac, and oh so worth it when you scare your friend to pieces. While players have been building infinite water pools for a while now, it's much more impressive when you come across one that's built like this, as there's only one visible water block. The trick here is to build it using waterlogged stairs around the exposed water, so it constantly refills the middle without revealing the rest. Though waterlogged slabs have their uses too. Because they still count as water source blocks, players can place things like lily pads or alive coral fans on top of them. Plus, they can be used to hide the water in your farms while also preventing them from turning to ice if in a tundra. Defending your Minecraft base can be a daunting task, especially if you built it near a village. Oh boy. Luckily, we took a page out of Medieval History's book and built arrow slits all over. Now we can safely fire arrows out of the top of our tower or from inside our base's walls to deal with any hostile mobs or players.
Come out, you coward!
Nah, I'm good. One annoyance in Minecraft is placing down a fence or glass pane only to have it connect in a way you didn't want. Well, thanks to the debug stick, that's no longer an issue, as using this stick allows you to reorient blocks in whatever way you please, which can be used to build some awesome designs, like this detailed picket-style fence. You could also use it to confuse mobs and create a 2x2 mine shaft that you can walk through, but they can't. Later! For your next dock, you might want to incorporate one of these, because this boat crane not only looks great, but provides easy access to your boat at the flip of a trapdoor. Plus, it stays out of mob reach, so you won't be getting any stowaways. But once you're actually in the water, you might want to make another change, as swapping out the lower blocks of your build with something darker can give it a water-soaked look that replicates the feel of a rising tide, giving your build that perfect finishing touch. When diving deep into one's mines, it's easy to forget just how deep you've actually gone. Though, with the use of some numbered banners, we can quickly distinguish when we're at diamond mining level. Ah, perfect! And tell how much of a climb it is back to the surface. Oh, am I there yet? Oh! Barrels are great for storing items, but not so great for displaying them. With the help of just a few trapdoors though, we can create these open barrel designs that'll actually showcase the goodies inside. Blocks like raw gold, hay, and kelp look especially great and can really add detail to any shop or storage room. Though composters are actually even better because, as we can see here, they can be filled to different levels. And if you want it filled with something other than the podzol texture, it's as easy as pushing the composter into an armor stand with the block of your choice. When Halloween rolls around, most of us carve our own unique jack-o'-lanterns. Though, in Minecraft, we are limited to just one design. That is, unless you take advantage of custom map art. Then, you could have all these awesomely spooky designs, or just create your own. Don't even have to get your hands dirty. Two blocks that don't get enough love are the mushroom blocks. And while they might have a limited use case, placing them next to each other and breaking them will reveal an interior pattern that works wonderfully as an old, worn-out wallpaper. Perfect for any rundown house or dingy back room. Wait, where am I? Secret hideouts are supposed to be secret. So instead of placing that button to your secret entrance in plain sight, consider tossing it behind a banner instead. It'll fit in perfectly out of sight. And it's a cheap and easy way to make sure your secrets stay hidden. It's fun to bend the rules of Minecraft and make something unnatural. Though a classic staple is messing with Minecraft's grid system. By manipulating corner stair blocks, we can make it look like some of our blocks are placed off the grid. And whether it's to mess with your friends or add an extra level of detail to a build, it still feels just a little wrong. I, for one, do not condone Strider cruelty. They're too cute, and they make for a great chair cushion. Just saddle one up, shove it into the floor, and cover it with this luxurious chair design. You'll be sitting pretty in no time. Just make sure that your Strider friend is comfortable too. Now, I'd argue that spruce doors are the best doors, but regardless, the fact that they match spruce trapdoors so closely means that we can lay them out to give the appearance of a door that's fallen off its hinges. It's great for environmental storytelling, you know? Maybe it's run down, or maybe some zombies got inside. Hey! It was the zombie one! The next time you find yourself with a spare helmet, instead of throwing it in a chest to be forgotten, why not turn it into a dazzling new decoration? It's as simple as placing an armor stand on a shorter block, then pushing the case on top with a piston. Then, bam! You've got yourself a new display case for your head case. Or you could use that same technique to instead shove it into a chest that, when opened, will reveal a sparkling treasure inside. It's really the perfect chest for storing your hard-earned valuables. vegetables. Outside of azaleas and berries, Minecraft doesn't have any bushes, which can make landscaping jobs a bit tricky. So to fix that, why not take some invisible item frames and attach different flowers to leaf blocks? It gives way more options for yard customization and just looks pretty. The outdoors is one of the most dangerous places to be at night. So why not grab some bamboo fence and a candle or two to take advantage of this simple tiki torch build? It's a great way to keep those mobs at bay while partying the night away. Yeah! Let's keep this party going by checking out this video.